I'm Marielynn Alcantara from Grade 10 St. Camillus de Lelis. Gun control for war or peace. In the Philippines, in order to qualify and acquire a license to own and possess a firearm, one must be at least 21 years of age and is a bona fide citizen of the country with a gainful work, occupation, or business to act as a proof of income, profession, and capacity to fund one weapon possession. Moreover, one should not have had been convicted of any crime, has passed drug and psychiatric tests handled by a Philippine National Police, accredited psychologist or psychiatrist, drug testing laboratory or clinic, so on and so forth. Indeed, one has to be a citizen of good moral and character before one would be able to possess a firearm in the Philippines. It wouldn't be that easy because of the stringent processes, which one would need to go through to acquire the rights and the license to have it. But how stringent is stringent? How come there were numerous events of gun shooting events wherein it involved minors, misinformed and uneducated suspects? The numbers of gun-involved incidents in the country and across the globe keep growing as the year hits into an end, particularly citing the ongoing armed struggle in the terrorists of Iraq and Syria. Are these armed struggles going to be worth it down the road? Or we are heading towards the damnation of human race? Locally, we have all been a witness to many armed struggles in the recent history of the country. Perhaps one of the most notable incidents would be the martial law declaration of the late Ferdinand Marcos, as the whole country went black and white. If you against the regime, then you are enemy of the state. Thus, political killings were very rampant on this era. Where is the gun control? It has been sigged and manipulated by the armed forces. The military had the power over others who would oppose against their commands and rules. The struggle was real because on one side, it promoted fear and peace, which resulted to orderliness and obedience, while on the other, it fueled anger and suspicion that paved a way to various movements against the protagonists. It mattered who had the gun control at this time because it didn't only symbolize power on arms, but power on various aspects economically, as the colonized had the odds in their favor, socially, as they have the security to look after them and their families. Legally, as the media had their side, so no crimes and allegations would go out against them. Was it for war or peace? Who knows? One's version of reality may be different from the other, and one's definition of war, peace, and progress will definitely vary. In the international scene, armed struggle had been present and rampant for the last 2 decades. The most recent one that the world has been looking closely into in the terrorism brought about by the Islamic states of Iraq and Syria Caliphate, popularly known as the ISIS. This is a real deal not only because of the amount of weapons that the ISIS have been able to possess, but only because of its growing support. Who knows if the outpouring support of this campaign would really be coming from its own terror attacks or not. That has been one of the most debatable things in here because of the massive resources which the ISIS has been showcasing for 2 to 3 years of its terror attacks. But the issue here would definitely go to who still has the numbers for its weaponry control. Because with all due respect to the built skilled which the ISIS has been doing, it is still their antagonist which has the upper hand here. And why? If the ISIS has been capturing tons and tons of resources available around for them, then why couldn't it penetrate the strongholds of allied forces, such as the US Army and even the Russian Army? Why couldn't the ISIS carry an all-out, well-planned attack if they do have the right resources to do so? The issue of gun control does not only stop with capturing with who was the number of weaponry, but it also encompasses the strategic use of these resources to gain the upper hand of the situation. Many speculations too have been going on which even tell us that the ISIS is being funded by the US government. But no conspiracy theory will ever deny the ISIS has dealt the damage and that their struggle for power is real, but definitely not for war, not for peace, but war. We are living in this world of chances and lifetime opportunities. I say this because of the fact that when one wants to gain the upper hand against the others, then one should take and make the risk. Gun control, locally and internationally speaking, will never be for peace because it promulgates the idea of war and sudden loss of identity. The identity of being human and the identity of humanity. When one possesses a gun, it does not show power, but would definitely install fear against the people around him or her. When a group uses its gun control over the others, it does not showcase authority that sudden loss of trust and understanding from the others. These armed conflicts that have been going on for years, decades, and centuries will be the reflection of our future. To conclude, anything which has to do with armed struggles and gun control will just eventually result to war. These weapons are being used to show power and instill fear to people so they would be able to comply to one's rule. There will come a time that all people would be able to realize the epiphany and importance of having no gun control at all, because of the fact that it does not promote peace but war at all times. When will this happen? No one knows. Only God knows when.